Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene has struck out against Trump's visa ban for people from Gaza. She said, we need to be the America that allows war-torn children to come here for life-saving surgeries, and the America that never releases a foreign child sex predator that our great CEOs caught. So basically, she's taking a stab at, there's a sex predator from Israel who was allowed to come into the U.S., but people from the Gaza aren't allowed. And she clarified her statement. She's not saying that America should bring in kids from Gaza and pay for their visas, pay for their treatment. But like any other person around the world, if you apply for a visa, why should they stop people from Gaza coming here? This is the same woman who also struck out against Trump for striking Iran of war. So I think she has her ear on the heartbeat of America and realizes that America is becoming more anti-war, more isolationist and not concerned about other countries, and more against what's going on with Israel and Palestine, against what Israel is doing. What are your thoughts, Kunle?
Yeah, she is also more aware that the immigrant population is growing. No matter how much ICE does, the immigrant population are reproducing in America. They're growing. No matter what you do, you cannot stop that. And in order for that, the far right needs to remain relevant. And for the far right to remain relevant, it needs to move away from race-based politics and move purely towards what are right-wing capitalist politics, which favor the richer and the more successful people, and which also favor law and order and basic justice, and also America first. And Trump is not doing America first. He's failing badly. He's doing Israel first. And the more she exposes that, the more traction she gets.
We will moderate it. Trump is putting his foot down a little bit, like he mediated the Israel-Iran thing a little bit.
Yeah. He's trying, but he's far too constrained. Marjorie Greene hasn't made any promises with AIPAC. Donald Trump has, so he's compromised. No matter how good his intentions, no matter how much he wants to fight AIPAC, he is compromised in a way that Taylor Greene, Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens are not, because people like that are not compromised. Once you're compromised financially by AIPAC, you're compromised. You try to work within it. I can see that Trump is compromised. I can also see that it affects his ego. He doesn't like the fact that he has to answer to Israel. But when he does, and he doubles down with full force and aplomb.
I think part of the problem with Trump is that I think once you become president of the U.S., whether you like it or not, you have to be on Israel's side. Or I hate to say this on television, but you know what will happen to you. I think even Obama did things he didn't want to do, bomb Libya and stuff. So I think that Trump is a little bit hijacked, because sitting on that presidential seat, you don't get onto that seat unless you sign a deal with the devil. But I think hopefully guys like Marjorie Taylor Greene and Mamdani can get enough public support that when they get on the throne, they can push their agenda without AIPAC. AIPAC is going. I saw a video in Australia where a woman kicked out an Israeli person, wouldn't give them a haircut. She said, "Get out of here! You come from a country of who kill babies."
Everywhere, everyone is doing.
And what she did was illegal. You can't say that because somebody's from Israel. But nobody cares anymore. Even me, I don't care if I see if an Israeli person comes to a restaurant and people kick him out. I don't care, because we feel so helpless about what's happening to the kid, so we want revenge. You get my point? And I'm not saying get revenge. What I'm trying to say is that we resent the country of Israel now because of it. It's sitting down there allowing kids to get killed. So she has her finger on the pulse of the world and even America. And I don't care whether you're Republican, Democrat, left or right. This is disgusting. I've seen videos of kids who have no legs anymore. They have the highest number of amputees in the world now coming out of Palestine, and they're young children. What are your thoughts, Kunle? Linking that to Marjorie Taylor Greene. Yeah.
You know, they're even already, Israel is becoming afraid. Israeli people are becoming afraid. Some of them are beginning to protest. But I mean, I'm not going to forgive the Israeli people because of the chilling poll that I saw, that 83% of all people living in Israel are okay with ethnic cleansing. That's chilling. That is a nation that cannot be allowed to continue. That is an ethno-apartheid state that has given notice that its aim is killing, murder, destruction, taking away people's rights, oppression, and doing so not only in the Middle East, but doing so to the people of the Western world who are being oppressed, whose rights and votes are being taken away. In China, if you protest Xi Jinping, you're in trouble. If you protest Putin in Russia, you're in trouble. If you protest Israel in America, you're in trouble. So how can you come and now start saying, oh, I am the moral leader, I am the democratic this, I am the that? You're just a big, fat hypocrite, and you're
Thank
no
you.
better
Thank you.
than anybody
So
else. And you need to prove that you are.
thank you. So I don't have my MAGA hat today, but I'm going to say this, and I believe that Marjorie Taylor Greene, no matter how far right she is, I believe that she definitely, if she's human, and I hear the timbre of her voice, is disgusted by what these people are doing. She's disgusted by not by what no, she's disgusted by what's happening to those kids. She's not taking an anti-Israel stance, but she's challenging APAC and saying that APAC is a foreign entity for foreign interests and they should not be linked to America. She's also saying that Trump is not coming hard enough on to stop Israel from its genocide. Notice she's not saying destroy Israel or Israel shouldn't be existed, but she's saying that America needs to put more pressure because it's an humanitarian crisis. Now, once again, she said, why should a child from Gaza who needs medical care that can only be given in America be denied a visa if they have the money to pay, and if especially if private, it's not that American money is paying for it. Private hospitals here are willing to help the child. And she said, now where I was going back before, she said that a guy named Tom Artyom Alexandrovich, who's a Israeli politician, was trying to solicit sex with a 15-year-old, released out on bail. The next day, Netanyahu got him back into Israel. She's saying, why can't we extradite him from Israel for crimes he's doing here in America? Do you see what I'm saying? Because he wasn't supposed to leave the country. So she's holding America accountable. And she said, am I anti-Semitic because I'm telling Israel that they don't have the right to harbor somebody, especially since they're allies with us, that we have the right to extradite them. She's saying, is that anti-Semitic? So she's standing up and not allowing anybody to bull her and call her anti-Semitic. She's saying basically she's a human being. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, Israel isn't a race. Israel is a country.
Yeah.
Nobody has a problem with Jews. Yeah. Jews
but
are
even
cool.
within race, if a black person kills somebody in America and goes back to back to Africa and say, "Oh, this is our black culture," race or country, if you are an individual who committed a crime in America, we have the right to extradite you if the other country allows. Go ahead, Mr.
Yes, I will always. This is my chant: Jews are cool, Zionists are not so cool, and you don't have to be a Jew to be a Zionist.
No.
And you don't have to be a Zionist to be a Jew. So conflating the two to mean the same thing is an abomination. And it is also an insult to Jews and those who suffered the Holocaust of the Second World War, and those who are standing against this and are claiming that this is not in their name. It is an insult to those who have suffered that said never again, to now export your Holocaust from Europe into the Middle East and now claim that the Middle East that never looked for your trouble before World War II are now suddenly Islamist, fundamental, violent people. They were not like that before. They only started being that when you went there and you exported your Holocaust genocidal behavior there. Until then, they were not like that.
Yeah. So once again, we're saying the movement in America on the right with Marjorie Taylor Greene, with Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens, all of them are viciously against America's support of Israel tied to the genocide. And you're seeing a movement on the right. Similarly, there's no movement on the left. There's no broad movement on the left against this war, unless you go to the socialists, and they're not the Democratic Party. There's no movement in the Democratic Party. Now, Mamdani